Tate McRae, trying on shoes. Let's talk about it.
Every who down in Who Newville liked the holidays a ton. But where to get great prices on gifts, they had no idea. None. They searched and they searched for great gifts under $25. Gifts for spouses and friends and even their toddlers. When suddenly one who shouted, Walmart has what you want, knowing they have Lego, Tree Hut, and no prices to flaunt. So they enjoy the holiday season as who's often do. Cheering and shouting, Walmart has incredible gifts. Who knew? Find gifts they'll love under $25 at Walmart.
How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It Music Reviews Season 11. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Guys, we got a pretty good episode for you today. We're finishing off, talking about all the Tate McRae. We've been talking about, Tate McRae's new deluxe, So Close to What. That album came out, probably the beginning, I'd say, in the 2024. And then we checked that whole thing out. But she dropped the deluxe recently. And we've been doing a little bit of a marathon, guys. That marathon is sadly coming to an end. But we will be doing a deluxe album review. I want to just, check out all the tracks all together. How does the 5 songs stack up? We'll talk about the 5 songs for one more last time. And I'll give you my final score, how I'm feeling about the deluxe, and that's how we'll cap off this little Tate McRae marathon, review. Anyways, guys, we got Tate McRae, Trying on Shoes, this song right here. I actually had a couple of days to listen to this thing. I stayed up, really late last night, all night. I won't even lie to y'all. Stayed up all night, listening to this song. And then you get into this. I stayed up pretty much all night. And I was actually going to be writing a track review over, Trying on Shoes. So, getting into this song, guys, I'll be honest. This is probably one of my favorite, tracks off this song. And, it took me a while to get into it. Maybe that hook was kind of throwing me off a little bit as I listened to it. But today, as I put on the earbuds, I got, seated down, I checked out the song, I listened to the song like 5 times before I even recorded the review. So let's get into this song, guys. Tate McRae.
We find Vecna, we end this once and for all, together.
On November 26th.
We have a plan. It's a bit insane. Everyone in?
He knows where we are.
Watch out!
Get ready for one last adventure.
We stay true to ourselves. Stay true to our friends, no matter the cost.
Found you. Stranger Things, the final season, begins November 26th, only on Netflix.
Trying on Shoes, starting off with the instrumental. This is your kind of chill, kind of Lana Del Rey, like pop instrumental, kind of baked all into one. You got that strong violin in there. You got those strong pop drums that really pop when you're listening to the track, which sounds pretty good in my opinion. I overall really do enjoy that. One of the things that I do like about this song is the fact that, you get moments where the violin really gets to speak, really gets to do its thing, really gets to show that, it's not just a violin loop. It's got some depth to it. It's got some love baked into it, and that's what I typically like when I'm listening to songs like that. When songs can have, moments where the instrumental actually gets the shine, it just makes the overall experience a lot better to listen to. So I overall really do enjoy that. And also too, guys, one of the things that I really do like also is the fact that you also get multiple switch ups in this entire song. This isn't just the instrumental switching up. There's moments where the vocals are switching up, flows are switching up. So many different switches are happening throughout this whole entire song. And, I was thinking, is this kind of the chill, kind of lo-fi pop song sound? And then I listened to this song, and it's got so many goddamn switch-ups on it. It's got so much happening on it that I'm just like, this has got to be a little bit more different than that. So let's get into this fucking song. Starting off with the verse. You get that opening verse coming in, and I really do like the opening verse. It just sets up everything. The vocals are kind of, relaxed, kind of chill, but the singing is kind of more deeper. You're kind of getting that deeper vocal style from Tate McRae on here, which I overall really do like. I remember a long time ago when we talked about Tate McRae's album, and there was some songs where she was kind of showing off, kind of deepening the vocals, kind of calming down, not really, having them go fucking, absolutely insane when you're listening to it. So I really do overall enjoy that we're getting, you know, Tate McRae doing that deeper vocal side. I always do enjoy that. And then you get this hook, and this hook is a total switch up.
With new, gentler scented Clorox disinfecting wipes, clean finally smells as good as it feels. On everything from lamps to ceiling fans, even on your kid's toy shark. Oh, ouch. Clorox disinfecting wipes, now available in crisp lemon. Find it on Amazon. Clorox, clean feels good.
From that beginning, because the beginning verse is setting up this hook, and I do like when beginning verses can set up hooks like this. You know, we get that instrumental drop, you know, you get that, you finally get those drums dropping in, you know, you get that guitar, you get those strings really start to really pop out, and then you got Tate McRae on here singing a lot better on here, you know, singing fucking great on here. I was wondering if I was really going to enjoy this hook, because there is that switch up where she kind of switches up when she talks about glitter. Her vocals go a lot higher. I was wondering if I was really going to enjoy that part of the song, and as I keep listening, I keep replaying this track, giving this song a really good chance. My final verdict on that little switch up is that, yes, I really do enjoy it. I think the glitter part can easily get stuck in your head. I think it works really well. I like the moments where, you know, you have that kind of deeper hook, but then you get this, you know, lighter hook that kind of switches up, and vocals sound really good. I like those background vocals that just really help out this track. And overall, I really do enjoy what I'm hearing from this hook. I think this hook is nice. I think it gets stuck in your head. Yes, it's that typical pop hook sound. It's that typical pop hook format. But I think it actually works really well. And I think this is how, if you want to do the typical pop format, well, if you can, you know, incorporate all your own flow switches, if you can incorporate all your different vocal switches, you know, to keep the typical pop format hook actually sounding fresh, actually sounding new, actually sounding like it's really got something to it, this is a really good example of doing that, and I think this hook is really nice. I really do enjoy this hook. I think it's one of those top pop hooks that you can listen to, get stuck in your head. It does its thing. Tate McRae once again does it again. For some reason, Tate McRae always can make these addictive type songs. And that's what I love about Tate McRae, is that she can just keep always doing this. It's the same thing with Sabrina Carpenter. You know, Sabrina Carpenter's got that magic too. But I think Tate McRae is one of those people who have that magic also, which is really nice to see. Now, this fucking second verse, when I was listening...
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
To the song, I was really surprised the second verse, we completely switch everything up. You know, you have, you know, Tate McRae starting it off, but instead of, you know, the switch up happening during the hook, we actually get a mid switch up on the second verse, and that just makes the second verse sound way more fresh, makes you want to come back and listen to the song, because you're like, holy shit, you know, there's actually a really good switch up on the second verse. You know, it's not the typical one verse, one hook, and then you say the hook again. Maybe you throw a bridge in there, but then you throw the hook back in. No, you know, there's a first verse, there's a hook, there's a second verse, and each of these elements are actually a little bit different, which I really do enjoy and like. So I'm really glad we got a second verse where she kind of, you know, switches up her vocals. We get that higher pitch. But then we get this really nice flow switch. This flow switch comes, you know, swinging in, and goddamn, I really do overall enjoy the flow switch. It's really fire. It sounds really fucking good, and I'm just like, damn, this shit's pretty fucking nice. This shit's pretty fucking good. So I really do overall enjoy that second flow switch on the second verse. You know, it just keeps me coming back to this song. And that's why one of my favorite parts of replaying songs, because I have to replay a lot of these same songs, you know, to really get the vibe going, to really get the reviews going. And one of the things that I love about when I replay a song, if it's got a switch up like that, it just keeps me coming back, you know, keeps me coming back, having a good time listening to the song. And I'm just like, man, this just makes the song have so much more goddamn value to it. I was going to go into my ending, you know, because I thought this song's in the ending. But then you get the final rendition of the hook. The final rendition of the hook is where she sings the hook. Instead of the higher pitch vocals, she switches to that deeper tone. Those strings come in, that violin comes in, and that's overall really fire too. So overall, guys, when we talk about this song, when we talk about Tate McRae, Trying On Shoes, this song right here is another banger. You know, I think there's only one track. There's only one fucking track on this whole deluxe that I would say is...
Purina believes no one should have to make the impossible choice between their own safety and their pets. But nearly half of domestic abuse survivors delay leaving because they can't bring their pets with them. Through the Purple Leash Project, Purina is helping create more pet-friendly domestic violence shelters so survivors and their pets can escape and heal together. Visit Purina.com/purple to learn more.
Hello, I'm Diane Morgan. If you know who I am, you know who I am. If you don't, who cares? I'm here to explain Italian Time, a holiday phenomenon where Italians throw away their clocks and gather for eternity with San Pellegrino. I've been at this party so long that I've eaten 5 courses, hugged someone's grandma twice, and been offered a job in the family restaurant. So this holiday season, make sure to bring enough San Pellegrino to last you through the meal, the after meal, and the entire goodbye ritual. San Pellegrino, holiday on Italian Time.
On the verge of the basic pop song sound. The rest of these songs all have these little elements, all have these things going fucking crazy, and that's one of the things we'll talk about with the deluxe. So yeah, guys, overall, I really do enjoy this song. I'm easily going to give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10, guys. What y'all think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications, guys. We're dropping new content every single day. Get ready for this Tate McRae marathon. We're going to be capping it off with the final deluxe album review. Kind of like I did for SZA. SZA had a deluxe album, and we also did a review of that. It's going to be the same thing for Tate McRae. So get ready for that. That's going to be coming up probably I'm thinking midweek, maybe like Wednesday or Tuesday.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Around there, so make sure you watch out for that. And I will see y'all later. You have a good one. Yeah, guys.